Welcome to the dark side of travel. So you've dared to come jaunt with me. Thank you. Let me introduce myself. I'm Courtney Maroc, Ambassador of Dark and Paranormal Tourism for Haunt Jaunts, a destination for restless spirits who dig hauntings, true crime, horror, Halloween, and weird days. I'll be your host and guide for this listening adventure. Looks like we've been cleared for takeoff, so buckle up, sit back, and enjoy the ride. Okay, can you still hear me?
I can, yes. Welcome.
Awesome. Okay, so I think it's recording, and first of all, thank you all for your time.
Thank you for having us, yeah.
And, gosh, I don't even know. Okay, so I do know where to start. I know Alyssa just said it, but Dr. Mayer, can you pronounce your first name for me again?
Mireya.
Mireya. Okay, I didn't want to mispronounce it. I'm like, Okay, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thank you. And I really appreciated that Alyssa gave me the heads up on who all was going to be. I'm so excited for all of you. And I'll just sort of throw this one generally out there to whoever wants to answer it. But how did you guys all come together for this expedition, Bigfoot? Like, had you worked together before, or?
No, we hadn't worked together before, but I was, this is Bryce, by the way.
Thank you.
I was familiar with Ronny and Russell's work, and even Mireya's. So when Travel contacted us about putting a team together, we really tried to make sure we all had, different skill sets that would complement each other. So I think we really set about accomplishing that. Russell Acord, he's a survivalist, hunter, and Bigfoot expert, and Ronny LeBlanc, he's a Native American historian and author and researcher, and of course Dr. Mireya Mayer is a primatologist and anthropologist, so we really wanted to keep it grounded in expert researchers and scientists.
And that's, I thought what was really, so I have to say, when I put this out there, when Travel Channel first contacted me, people went bananas. They were like, oh my gosh, this algorithm's like, why haven't we ever seen this before? And people are really excited to see how that operates. Who had that idea?
I want to take that one. This is Bryce again. If you ask the common man on the street, how would you go about finding Bigfoot? I think they might say something like, well, obviously you want to get there before Bigfoot does. So the idea to come up with an algorithm and use data analysis was kind of a no-brainer. And we hired an actual data analyst to go through all of the, thousands of sightings reported and to look for patterns. And what it spit out was this hot zone in Central Oregon. And not only did it spit out a place like Central Oregon, it told us a window of opportunity to do it in, which was a 3-week window in late summer.
Oh, wow! That's why it was the 3 weeks that you guys were. And then I have a question. Let me make sure I say the name right. For Russell, do you believe that Bigfoot is dangerous? Like, how did you prepare everybody for being out there for 3 weeks?
Actually, Travel Channel picked everybody that was going to be on the show. But as far as whether I believe in Bigfoot or not, I believe in the possibility. I've been following evidence and tracking and doing research since the 70s. So for me, it's just a matter of following up. I'm a hard sell. I take a lot of, convincing, a lot of evidence. So it's just been about the research for me. I've found a lot of things that really, really point to absolute, but I'm still, going to keep researching.
Okay. And then were you prepped for any kind of confrontation at all in case if things got hairy, or not even so much with Bigfoot, but bears or wolves or any of that sort of thing?
I've been in the woods from my whole life as a kid. What they did was they actually prepared us bear spray, pepper spray in case we had a contact with an animal that was aggressive. But for the most part, I generally have no issues while I'm in the woods.
That's fantastic. Okay. I mean, it is very, 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 very rare, but everybody, of course, is, it's sensationalized. Bigfoot, and he's scary. And I don't know, if this one might be for Dr. Mayer, or should I just call you Mireya? I don't know how to address you.
Mireya's good.
Mireya. Okay. What's your take on, since you're a primatologist, and I personally have always thought if there is a Bigfoot-like creature, he's got to be, or it has got to be related to, and, a primate of some kind. And do you kind of feel that way with anything you may have seen?
That's a good question because, of course, all I have is eyewitness accounts, right? So I have to base it on those accounts, all of which are incredibly consistent and do, in fact, point to what could be a possible either ape-like animal or hominid. And that's why I was very intrigued by this expedition, because given my research in the field, looking at mostly gorillas, let's say in Congo and Rwanda, I knew that I would be able to employ a lot of the same methodologies if in fact this was an ape. We've got an ambulance coming by our studio here. So I knew that I'd be able to employ a lot of the same methodology if in fact these reports are accurate and that's the sort of animal that we were dealing with.
Oh, so that's really, that'll be, so, and I know you guys can't give, this is what, it's like killer, I want to ask, when will the bingo moment appear? When can everybody expect, because I don't know if it'll be really early in the episode or the series, but it was said that there's so much evidence that we found out there that you can expect to see quite a lot every time you tune in. And even very early on, I think that the audience is going to be really surprised by what we see and find. And all I can say is that we hit this one spot that we call a hot spot, a hot zone, where the activity and the pieces of evidence that we were collecting were really starting to form this incredibly, think of it as pieces of a puzzle coming together. But the closer we got, the more evidence we were finding. And I think that people are going to be very pleased with what we found out there. Oh, wow. And so I know that I think it was, I'm not sure now. Was it Russell who said that he wasn't sure maybe before, but now he's, it takes a lot to prove to him, do I have the right person?
Yeah, I'm a hard sell. Basically, it takes a lot.
Hard sell, that's what you said.
Right. So I get a lot of people that will show me things that they say is Bigfoot evidence, and then you get the pictures and the testimonials and the sounds. But a lot of times a sound or an audio can be something, unless you see what's making the noise, it's hard to really put your thumb on it and say beyond a doubt that's exactly what it is. And same with footprints. There's so much out there. So for me, it's about getting really, really good evidence and pushing hard and going beyond just a blurry picture or, structures, that sort of thing. So for me, it's been about getting the best research out there you can get.
Oh, that's amazing. It sounds like you guys had and okay, so this one's for Ronny. Out of all of your investigations that you've done over the years, was this 3 weeks maybe perhaps the most productive, or what would you say about it?
Oh, this was an unbelievable experience to spend 3 weeks with a team like this and have the technology in a hot spot was just amazing. So this was amazing for me, and it was an incredible experience, and probably the best thing I've ever done.
Oh, that's awesome. And then this one is just for all of you guys. What did you do? was it all research all the time while you were out there, or did you tell campfire stories, or like how do you kind of, in the downtime to recharge, or were you just so amped up you were just in it to win it for those 3 weeks?
As much as we would have loved to sit around and cook some marshmallows, we only had a limited window of time. And so we were really objective driven. And, 3 weeks may sound like a lot, but when you're looking for an elusive creature like this, as I'm sure Dr. Mireya will tell you, it's not a whole lot of time. So I'd like to think that we used, day and night and every day of those 3 weeks to use our expedition's time as best as we could. And, I think viewers are going to be really shocked and surprised at just how much evidence we were able to find. I mean, even I was surprised. I was going in there hoping to find 1 or 2 pieces, but we found a whole plethora of evidence, which really made a composite picture for compelling evidence of Bigfoot.
So do you think this will now, and again, feel free to answer whoever, do you think this will change the way, or improve the way, or maybe both, the way people from here on out go about looking for and maybe finding Bigfoot?
So it has certainly changed my view on Bigfoot. I was on the first day of our expedition if I believed in Bigfoot, and my response at the time was, ask me in 3 weeks. The truth is it doesn't matter what I believe, because, this isn't a religion, right? So I'm only interested in facts and evidence. And what I saw out there and the evidence that we collected really changed my views on Bigfoot in very many different ways. For one thing, there were things out there that we experienced and we saw that science alone couldn't explain. In fact, science couldn't explain it at all. So I think that for believers, this show is going to strengthen what they already believe to be true. And I think for skeptics out there, I think it's going to move the needle, and it's going to make you question things that you may not have felt comfortable questioning before.
Oh my, that's big statements. Also, I love what you said. That is, I don't think I've ever heard anybody put it that way before, that it doesn't matter what I believe, this isn't a religion. Oh my gosh, that's quotable. I mean, just know you could be quoted for years on that one by all. That's amazing, because it's so true.
Yeah.
And what about
AYOR?
I love that. That was good.
We've become like family, us.
That was going to be one of my questions too. Like, since you guys, you got pulled together, and you're kind of put in a situation, I guess you have to have each other's backs to some. So did that just really bond you guys together? It sounds like it did. I mean,
we became. This is Russ. We became much more cohesive, like a family would. We actually know each other's strengths and weaknesses. We play off of that. Basically, if it's something that I'm not strong with, and Dr. Mireya is, or Ronny is, or Bryce, you know each other and yourself well enough to pass that on to who's going to be able to handle either the evidence better or the situation better. So yeah, we've become actually very close.
That's all. That's really all. And did you? Okay, so people are really, there's so many theories about where did Bigfoot come from? Is it, from this planet or another planet? Did you guys have any kind of, while you were out there, also extraterrestrial or UFO kind of encounters at all?
This is Ronny. So I wrote the book Monsterland, which is kind of ties in an area of Massachusetts that has orbs and UFOs and Bigfoot sightings. And when you kind of look deeper into these different hot spots around the country, they seem to have all those ingredients. And so my approach is kind of this high strangeness, paranormal side of it, which is, unexplainable right now, but it's stuff that the Native Americans have talked about for hundreds of years. And we did experience some of that high strangeness that kind of comes hand in hand with Bigfoot on this expedition.
Oh, and will viewers get to see some of that also?
Yes, you will.
Ooh, that's really exciting. Okay. And what about, so Bryce, for as expedition operations, what all did that entail? And like, I'm envisioning like wrangling the people and the equipment and putting everybody, where they should be. Am I wrong or?
No, not at all. So, my role really served as someone to kind of work outside the hot zone area. And what that entailed was being able to bring in different types of high-tech equipment to the team as they needed it, and also to pull out any sort of evidence that they gathered from the hot zone and take it for scientific analysis. So we really needed, these guys, these guys were the real investigators out there. They were the boots on the ground. They're the ones that, stayed in those tents overnight for 3 weeks at a time in these densely wooded areas of Oregon. And so they were out in it, and I was just in a cabin a mere 5 miles away. But I needed access to Wi-Fi and reliable transportation and stuff like that. But it was the opportunity of a lifetime, I'll put it that way.
Oh, that's fantastic. And how much did you guys hike? Like, did you put in miles every day, or was your base camp pretty much within the hot zone itself, or that one can be for anybody?
Nothing on how many miles we traveled daily. Everybody did their fair share of loading up the backpack, going out back and forth. We had set up trail cams. We'd set up just places that we wanted to get to and circle back and research those areas. We had, what was it, Bryce, how many miles?
90,000.
90,000 square acres. You can imagine you could walk for days.
Oh, gosh.
You're talking 60-some miles square. So there was plenty of room to do a lot of navigating up and over the hills and through the wilderness. So we did a lot of moving around.
Oh, my God. Well, that puts it really in perspective why, 3 weeks. Oh, go ahead, Doctor.
It was a bit 24/7 in that, during the day we would be looking for evidence that we really, needed daylight for, or going back to places where we thought there might be evidence that we couldn't really see late at night. And then, of course, at night we were out there during the hunt, because Bigfoot is reported to be nocturnal, so that's when we would expect to see the most amount of activity. So it was a pretty grueling 3-week expedition out there.
Yeah, now that puts it a lot better in perspective because, first of all, that's 90,000 square miles. That is a lot, and just for 3 weeks. And was there a total of 4 of you out in the field then?
Correct.
Yep. Yeah, there are 4 of us on the team.
Okay, so that's a lot of ground. Holy cow. And also the fact that you do have to do, part in the day and part in the night, that doesn't leave you a lot of time to rest or relax or anything else. It's not like a camping kumbaya kind of a thing. Wow.
No,
that's
no glamping here.
No glamping. I love that. Glamping with Bigfoot. Where else do you guys think? Like, do you think you'll do an expedition Bigfoot 2? Would you go back to the same spot, or would you hit one of the other big locations where they go?
The plan is that if we get into multiple seasons, there's so many other places that showed that were active spots where the algorithm showed to be good places to go. So we had to choose one for season 1, and if we continue on, which that's our plan, there's plenty of choices to go from there. But I don't know if we'll go.
And as new data comes in, those places could change. So that'll be a decision we make as we get closer to that date.
Oh, that's awesome to know. Okay, that's very exciting. And I had one more question, but I thought I wrote it down.
Guys, and sorry, this is Bryce again. I'd like to put these guys in the swamps of Florida and help confirm the existence of the Florida skunk ape.
You know, I have a funny story about the skunk. Well, it's not that funny, but we went to the Okefenokee with some friends, and we took a little boat tour or whatever. My friend thought she was going to embarrass me by asking the guide, oh, well, you know, what's about this skunk ape? And he looked at her, you know, in all seriousness, he said, oh, no, if you smell it, you're going to know that's no joke. And she was really trying to embarrass me, but that's always interested me.
Yeah, that one's certainly promising. And I think it might be a different species than the one that inhabits the Pacific Northwest. So that would be a real boon to science to know that there's not just one type of species out there to be discovered, but multiple different versions.
Oh, my gosh, that would be amazing. And that would be really amazing if with you guys and the different kind of research, you're the ones I like uncover. I mean, that's really cool. So this is very exciting and a lot of very, very cool stuff to look forward to in your show. Is there anything else? Oh, okay. So this was my other question. When you guys got done, or with any, not even this one, but with anyone, any investigation, what do you do to, like, you know, unwind? What do you do when you get back to the real world, I guess? Is there, like, do you go get pizza or beer or, like, something you miss while you're out working, or?
All the above. Take a shower. Shower first. Keep a family. Pizza, beer, family, all of that, yes.
That's awesome.
The next expedition.
Yeah, as soon as we got back, we were already talking about, all right, when do we get back out there? When's the next one? It's hard to come off of something like that, too, after being out in the field. It becomes your routine and how you do business. And then when you're finished, you have that quiet. You're not surrounded by the woods anymore, and you're thinking, all I wanted to do was just go back. I mean, for myself, all I wanted to do was go back and have the same team and keep going. There's always so much more to do.
And is this Russell talking?
It is.
I thought so. Just knowing that you said you liked being out in the woods, I can just imagine that being in regular civilization wouldn't be so great.
Yeah, they don't let me carry pepper spray in town. I don't get it.
People, I think, are worse than the animals. Oh, and did you guys have any other encounters out there? Did you happen, you know, not even bad, scary ones, but just either it could be paranormal or just a funny one, you know, like a beaver that followed you around? I don't know if there's beavers out there, but, you know, something funny like that.
I think each and every one of us have had our own experiences, this is Russ, that are just kind of interesting, or we could probably take up quite a few hours of your time just going through some of the things that we've seen and witnessed.
There was definitely some paranormal stuff happening out there, right, Ronny?
Oh, yeah. Heavy.
I mean, that's your lane.
Yeah, it seemed to happen right away. It didn't wait for us to get settled. It just seemed to start kicking into high gear as we started to go further down into this expedition. So it was something that I was expecting to come into the fray, and when it did, I got excited because along with that comes Bigfoot. So I felt like this is going to be promising, and it was.
Oh, and did anything happen like right in camp, or did you have to always go out looking to experience it, or could you guys just have been waking up and boom, something happened?
It's funny you ask that, because I think if you watch all 8 episodes, you'll see what happened.
Oh, that's a tease. I love these teases because I know it's so hard. Like, I know I have to be careful. Like, I mean, I guess I could ask and then you guys could tell me, but did you actually see one this time, or is that like, nope, we can't let you know, just watch the show?
You answered it for me. That was great.
I had a feeling. I've been holding back. There's so much I want to ask, but I know what the answer will be. So I'm just like, it's killing me though. So, but it's December 8th, right? That's when.
That is correct. It's Sunday night.
And then every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central.
Awesome. And is it 8 episodes or 10?
8.
8. Okay, that's
8
awesome.
episodes.
Okay, so I'm hoping we don't have to wait for episode 8 for this big, because there's something that, like, they said in the press release, it's the most amazing, video evidence yet. So I'm really excited to see what you guys get. So,
I believe you'll be hooked from episode 1.
1? Okay, that's awesome. Well, I know, speaking for myself and a lot of the people that, I've talked to, we're already hooked and we haven't even seen it yet. So
perfect.
Very exciting. But
do us a big favor and have your audience. This is Bryce again. If you can really help us out by having your audience spread the word and share it on social media and tell their friends to watch it, because we're really hoping this to be a big hit that lots of people see.
Awesome. I'll do that. I will definitely help do what I can and get it out. I'm so excited to talk to you guys, and I cannot wait for the premiere. I just have, 2 more days, I guess, now, technically. So.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you guys
tag us and we'll help you share it.
Yeah, give us. We have a fan Expedition Bigfoot fan page, and it ends in a period. So, and it's on Facebook.
Okay.
If you want to tag us on that for the things that you share, that'd be great.
Okay. And do you have anything on Twitter and individually too?
Yes.
We all have social media, so just feel free to tag us on our personal sites. We'll get it out there.
Yep.
Okay. And Alyssa sent me all of that, so I do have that too. And are any of you guys associated with the Expedition Bigfoot Museum in Georgia?
No, ma'am.
Actually, that's David Becara's museum, and he's not part of the show, but he is absolutely one of the neatest guys I've met, and his museum is really amazing. And I'm going to sit here and shamelessly say that that's probably the best museum I've ever been to.
Wow. Okay, well, that explains why it has so many great reviews, because I saw that and I was kind of doing some research on the show, and then that came up. I was like, wait, is this good? It didn't look connected because none of the names sounded, but I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, it's a great place.
That's it. Okay, well, see, I got bonus stuff I wasn't expecting to get because you guys are just awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys so much, and good luck, and I will expect to be tagged.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.